I'm Ben Lear, and I'm a writer, director, actor.
Cool. And you got a movie out just now, yeah? A documentary film?
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What's it called? What's it about?
It's a documentary called They Call Us Monsters. It's a film that I've been working on for the last a little over 3 years. The impetus for it was this bill that was about to go through the California legislature. That was only the second bill in like 30 years that was going to lower sentences for juvenile offenders that were being tried as adults. So it was very, very new. And that was interesting to me because I didn't know if the bill would pass. It seemed like an interesting built-in narrative arc. But since that bill, there's been 3 or 4 other bills in California alone that have passed that are chipping away at this idea that kids, should not be treated as adults or should be treated differently from adults, deserve a second chance, the opportunity for a second chance. All this stuff that was really kind of on the fringes 3 years ago has become a real conversation in legislative halls around the country.
What about this story made you want to give yourself to it? Like where did it pull at your heart personally?
I think it all goes back to the first experience I had walking into one of these facilities. I had never met, a serious offender, juvenile or adult. I'd never been into a prison. I'd never been into any type of lockdown facility. I was carrying in with me, a lifetime's worth of expectations about who these people are and expecting to be nervous. And I was nervous at first. I remember very clearly feeling chills and a little bit shaky sitting in this room waiting for this group of juvenile offenders, knowing that they were the most serious offenders around because they were the ones being tried as adults. And this is murder, it's attempted murder, it's armed robbery, it's whatever you could imagine. And then all of that fell away instantly when these people walked in because they were so obviously teenagers. And I suddenly remembered what that was, what it was to be a teenager. They were kids.
I think that's what you get when you see the film too.
Right, and my whole job, my whole mission, the whole way through, was to just try to capture that experience that I had, that changing of expectations, by making a movie where you get to see them as kids. It being the first project, and really the first large-scale project I'd ever done, I went into this really with absolutely zero sense of self, and that I was really capable of doing it. So now, when I can look back in retrospect and realize I was capable of doing this all along, I had to obviously learn everything as I went. I thought of it as film school in a lot of ways. I was originally going to write a screenplay about prison. That's what led me into the facility in the first place. I was beyond terrified of writing a feature film for a lot of different reasons, still whittling away at those fears. So when I went into this place and discovered this story happening before my eyes, I was more than happy to say, I'm going to put the screenplay to the side because I can just pick up a camera and start shooting this thing. And so in some way, it was definitely a method of procrastinating from doing the writing. And I think what it was is, at the end of the day, I wanted this to happen more than I didn't. So the part of me that was holding me back, I was able to step over that. And that happened so many times. That happened so many times in this process that I just laid back and let things happen and realized that it wasn't going to happen if I didn't do it, and so I did it.
You proud of the movie?
Very. Yeah. Very, very, very. And very excited for people to see it.